we serve 2.6 million people in the San Francisco Bay Area. About 40% of those are in San Francisco City proper. The other 1.6 million are on the peninsula and in portions of the East Bay. And the water system, of course, travels 167 miles across the state. The Water System Improvement Program is really focused on the portion of the system that's in our service area. It's actually the older part of the system. It was originally started by Spring Valley Water Company in the late 1800s. And some of the facilities that you'll see today, namely Calaveras Reservoir, was built by Spring Valley Water. We have some of this old riveted pipe. This is actually one of the Bay Division pipelines that goes across the bay from Newark over to Menlo Park. And this picture has been used, I think, by the media quite a bit to point out that there's quite a bit of water leaking out of these pipes, especially when they're in the middle of the drought. I'm happy to report that this pipe is no longer carrying water because the new Bay Tunnel is carrying all the water that used to be in that pipeline. We have a lack of redundancy in the system. And so in the event of an emergency or an outage of some type on one of those critical pipelines, we really were lacking a way to get water to the customers. And so the major driver of the program is seismic reliability. And in fact, our system, as many of your systems do, cross the three major earthquake faults in the Bay Area. Of course, the Calaveras, which we are sitting almost on top of right now as we speak here today. The Hayward Fault in the East Bay, and then of course the San Andreas Fault on the peninsula. And 85% of the water comes from HETCHY. The other 15% or so are from local sources here in Sonoma Valley and on the peninsula. But in the event of a major earthquake on any one of those faults, 2.6 million people in the Bay Area could be without water. And so we know it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when that major earthquake will occur. And so the Water System Improvement Program really addresses seismic risk. Seismic reliability is really the driver that got the program off the ground. And our goal is to provide a minimum level of service within 24 hours after a major earthquake on any three of those faults. And so all of the projects in the program are really focused on that goal, as well as these other very important goals as well. Delivery reliability, when we have key components of the system out of service for maintenance or repairs, this ensures that we have an alternate way to supply water and meet the level of service goals. And of course, water quality, meet regulations, both current and future. Water supply, make sure that we can meet the design drought of 7.5 years. Okay, so it's 83 projects. It includes a whole assortment of things: dams, tunnels, treatment facilities, pipelines, pump stations, reservoirs, spread out among 7 counties, $4.8 billion. We're going to complete in 2018, but most of the projects will be done by the end of next year. Environmental strategy, extremely important. Okay, we had to make a commitment early on to make sure that we showed our stakeholders and showed, including the regulatory agencies and all of these stakeholders here in the San Francisco Bay Area, that we were committed to doing this program the right way, an environmentally responsible way. The program would have never gotten off the ground unless we made that commitment. Many of the WISC projects were bid at a time when the economy was down, in the depths of the recession. There were high hopes of a lot of people in the Bay Area that we were really going to help, stimulate the economy, and we did. But we want to be sure that not all the work went to a very select few. But I think one of the most important things that we recognized early on is that we needed to ensure program transparency. And transparency plus accountability equals public trust. And I think all of you know that, being part of public agencies. But this is something that we really try to live by every day. And really you know, when I talk to groups, when any of our project teams talk to groups, we really try to, you know, walk them through the details, answer their questions, not be hands-offish, right? Really bring them in and make them part of the process. Okay, so if you mitigate for a risk early, it might cost you $1. But if you wait until construction, post-construction, it's going to cost you a lot more.